Do you need some new gym gear and want to give back to the community at the same time? Aperio Athletics has you covered with 5% of all profits going towards the Canadian Mental Health Association. Sign up for their rewards program and receive $5 off your next order. Use code JUNGLE15 to get 15% off your first order. I got this brand new hoodie sent to me from Aperio Athletics, and I am absolutely loving it. I've been wearing it every single day. The quality is incredible, very nice and warm. It's perfect. And I'm just absolutely loving it. They sent me a shirt too, also very nice and breathable material. It's very high quality stuff. So thanks to Joel over at Aperio Athletics for that. And visit the Aperio Athletics online store at aperioathletics.com to claim the benefits and rewards waiting for you. Be sure to follow them on Instagram and TikTok at Aperio_athletics to be the first to know of all the latest product releases and exclusive offers.
Big stuff coming out of junior hockey right now, Owen.
Yeah. First off, that clip of Oceanside's assistant coach is going nuts. Like I don't mean from us posting it, but like just in general, like I've seen a lot of accounts posting it. It's pretty crazy. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the Oceanside Generals, after going down 3-0 to Comox in the first round, they lost an OT. I believe the penalty minutes were like I don't want to mess it up, but it was a lot to a little. It was drastic. It was like 14 power plays to 4 or something. Like it was insane. And I didn't watch the game, so I couldn't tell you if they were justified or not. But anyways, after the game, you see the coach coming off the ice and he's yelling at the refs and he's like flipping money, right? And asking like how much did they pay you and shit like that. And
yeah,
you see the clip and you're like, all right, like it's a lot, but it's not that crazy.
He's not going too ridiculous.
And then you see a 50-game suspi, 25 games of which were, I believe, for like repeat offending. So this isn't the first incident, I guess, but 50 games is pretty extreme.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is like, how can you is that a whole season?
Yeah.
That's a whole regular season. How do you suspend a guy for 50 games for anything?
It's pretty like, insane.
Is he still? Do you know if he's still employed with the?
I thought he said he resigned, but I could be wrong. So if I'm wrong about that, everyone just double check that. But
so if he wanted to come back next, like the year after, he could.
I guess so. I believe so, but I feel like it's not gonna happen. Well, I also just don't think even if
you feel bad for him.
I also just don't think he would want to.
No. Like I saw him post about it, like address it, and he was like, "Yeah, I care a lot about my kids and stuff," and like I don't know. It seemed like he was like being pretty genuine about like caring. It was just like heat of the moment type thing, and he took accountability for it. But like, I don't know what there must have been. There's more to the story than we're not hearing.
Apparently, zero swear words, zero slurs, nothing like that at all.
I don't.
And like there was nothing physical, right? Like he didn't like go at them, like towards them. Really, I don't think at any point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pretty crazy, but just kind of had to talk about that because it's been a pretty major thing going on. But let's move on here and just get into talking about how some of the playoffs has been going so far. We also have some pretty good rumors today, by the way, to get into. So get ready for those. But we're gonna recap what's going on first.
Little BCHL stuff, Owen.
Yeah, little BCHL stuff.
Little tidbits, you know.
Yeah.
But you want to get into the pitch?
Yeah, we'll get into the pitch. So as for tier 1, like I believe the last time we recorded the only series left was Ridge and Poco, and Ridge ended up taking that one in 5 games. So Poco, congrats to the 20s moving on. They quite a few. Marcus Jack, I think, signed in the USPHL with Seattle.
I saw that with Seattle, yeah. Seattle's actually good.
Yeah, so good for him for playing some more hockey, but posted with 3 stars for that series. Zach LaGrange had 17 points in 5 games.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so he went absolutely nuts. Defenseman Eric Solid, 13 points in 5 games, and then Manny Sandu had 14 in 5 games. So you guys on Ridge went nuts points-wise in that first round, but shout out to Poco for a good battle. As for Delta versus Coastal, 3 stars for that one. Grady Lenton of Delta, 11 goals and 15 points in 5 games. Absolutely carried. And then Luke Curtin, a Coastal second star, 4 goals, 4 assists for 8 points in 5 games. And Landon Jasmine, a Delta, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. He had a hat trick in that 8-7 overtime win. And then Richmond Burnaby, obviously we know this one ended in 4. And we already talked about Chilliwack Langley in the last episode, the 3 stars in that. So, but for Richmond, the first star, Hayden Hyde of Richmond, 4 games, 4 wins, 3 shutouts. But he only faced 80 shots.
Wow.
So
still,
yeah, but still, 988 save percentage, still very impressive. Second star, Joe, this is Burnaby's goalie, so 81 shots for Richmond's. Remy Cantoro, 4 games, 176 shots against.
Hold on.
Over double with a 903 save percentage. And he had a rough
unreal.
one. He had a rough final game. If you didn't count that, his save percentage would have been like 920 or something. It was just that last game where it was already over.
He's averaging 44 shots a game.
He's the reason that Burnaby didn't really get blown out, except for kind of the last game. And then third star, David Yoon of Richmond, 4 games, 6 goals, 2 assists. So that's that. We already kind of talked about all the stuff that went on in those series. As for the VI, very, very boring, brutal first round, to be completely honest. Like,
yeah,
just
that league is just so top heavy. It's tough to keep it like kind of, dialed in.
So the one slightly better series, Victoria versus West Shore. West Shore kept every game close. They won game 1, but Victoria was just too good. Third star of that one, Tyler Deli-Carey of Victoria, 5 games, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. Second star, Victoria's goalie, Finn Wilson. In 5 games, he had 4 wins, faced 154 shots, and had a 935 save percentage. Very respectable numbers.
Good for him.
Just shows how competitive West Shore was as well. And then first star, Joe, the former 100-mile Wrangler, Ethan Davey. In 5 games, he had 7 goals and 3 assists, carried Victoria up front.
Wow.
Had by far the most points on goals for them. So that was the most entertaining series, I guess you could say. And then Peninsula Saanich, just, again, like it was a sweep. Travis Swanson of Saanich had 2 goals and 3 assists in 4 games, 5 points. Not bad for, I believe he's in 08 as well on a team that got swept. So I think Saanich in a year or two, if they can keep most of their guys, is going to be really good. They have some of their best players are 08s. So they tough division this year, but we'll see how it goes next year. For second star, Carson Harris of Peninsula, he only played 3 games in the series. He had 2 goals and 5 assists for 7 points. And the first star, Oscar Aiken-Salmons of Peninsula, in 4 games, 6 goals, 2 assists, and 8 points. Not much else to say. Like the next round is going to be good. But Comox versus Oceanside, third star, Logan Duncan of Oceanside, I believe he was in the BCHL for the start of this season. 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points in 4 games. Second star, Andrew Reyes of Comox, in 3 games, 3 wins, and a 937 save percentage, facing 127 shots. So a lot of shots against. And first star of the series, Sheldon Alexander at Comox, in 4 games, 3 goals, 5 assists for 8 points. Yeah, like a couple close games, but overall, like I kind of expected Comox to win this one pretty easily. Not that Oceanside isn't a good team or anything, but it's just kind of how I expected this one to go. As for the other series, Nanaimo, Campbell River, again, like Nanaimo was lights out in this series. Third star, Tristan Bailey, goal and 4 assists in 4 games for 5 points. Second star, defenseman Nate Barkley, I believe just got named VI Defenseman of the Year. We'll go over the VI awards in another episode. Probably we'll kind of go over all the league awards as well as our own, because we posted all our own PJ ones as well. So we'll probably do that all in an episode kind of later on and just stick to what's actually happening currently with like the games and stuff, because there's just so much to keep up with. And
there is.
Joe has natties this weekend, so it's he's a bit busy here.
Our tournament starts on Saturday and goes till like Tuesday, so we're not gonna have a lot of time to record.
Yeah,
and we've been training a lot recently to get up to it, so it's gonna be interesting to try and find some time to talk about some shit. So
yeah. So sorry, like I was saying, the second starter in Nanaimo versus Campbell River, Nate Barkley, defenseman, 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points in 4 games. First star in Nanaimo's goalie, Aaron Pachette. In 3 games, he had 2 shutouts, a 978 save percentage, and faced 92 shots. So over 30 shots a game still, and had a 978. Pretty impressive. Nanaimo moves on to play Comox. I believe Joe and I both had Nanaimo winning that one.
I think we both had Nanaimo going to the final, but we had different guys in the South.
Yeah, we both have Nanaimo going to the final. I have them in 7. You have them in 6. And then as for the next round, Peninsula Victoria, I have Peninsula in 7. Joe has Victoria in 7. So that series is going to be incredible. I think both of these are probably 7-game series with the way Comox has been playing, but Nanaimo's so good. A couple of things to note. I believe that league MVP on Victoria, Joseph Melikar, I've heard is out for the playoffs. Don't know what happened and don't want to speculate, but that's a huge loss for them. So just something to note for Victoria going into this next series. They're still loaded, but that's a big guy to be missing from your roster.
MVP of the league, man.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else really for the VI. As for the PJ, Joe, we gave our predictions for Tier 1. Firstly, we gave our predictions for the semis. I had Richmond in 5 games over Langley and Ridge in 6 over Delta. You have Richmond in 6 over Langley and Ridge in 7 over Delta. So we have the same teams, but you have the series going a bit longer, being a bit closer. I believe Ridge took a 1-0 series lead against Delta last night in overtime. And I think Richmond is up 1-0 on Langley as well. I don't know anything to say about your predictions, how you're feeling here. You still...
I mean, I think it's that series against, Ridge and Delta.
Last year's finals bring that.
Yeah, it's going to be back and forth. It's going to be fucking, I think 7 or 6 games, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's a good shout. And then Richmond, I feel like the Richmond series, if Langley turns it on, they can steal a couple, but
yeah,
Richmond's so good, dude. You just know it's going to be tough for them to pull out an upset there. So.
Yeah, it's just so, like, Richmond's so deep, like, on both ends of the ice. Like,
you can't bet against them.
They have allowed 2 goals in 5 playoff games so far. Like, that's ridiculous.
Really it's really hard to bet against them, for sure.
Yeah. I think Ridge is just a bit deeper than Delta. I think they're going to get it done there, but I could also easily see Delta winning this series. I don't mean to count them out. I've slept on Delta last year and they proved me wrong, so we'll see if they do it again this year.
That was my mindset with Langley too. I kind of didn't want to doubt them again this year because I wanted to give them a couple more games than maybe other people might. But that Richmond team is just like, I would just wish that leagues crossed over, man. Because it's just there's no way to know how good Richmond is unless they play a KI team, like the KI winner.
I know, dude.
It sucks, but
really
you know what?
sucks.
It's the way. Maybe I'm KI biased because I played there, but like still, I'd love to see that.
I would love to see. Yeah, I'd love to see a lot of like the top tier 1 PJ teams play the KI teams. Maybe next year, hopefully next year there's some crossover for a BC
like a showcase
champion.
Or something.
A showcase would be unbelievable. There's like a preseason exhibition tournament.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Seriously, like if Revelstoke came down and played did a swing, played like Ridge, Richmond,
yeah,
and like Langley.
Yeah, that'd be unbelievable. I would love that. Great idea.
Be cool. It is a great idea, but probably won't see it. Anything else with the PJHL?
Yeah, well, nothing else for tier 1. As for tier 2, though, Joe, Mission and Surrey. I went to game 3 and game 4, both of which Mission lost to Surrey.
Is it good hockey? Like, is it a good series, or is it like
Surrey's a hell of a team, dude? Surrey is clearly the more skilled team, but when Mission turns it on, they like dominate the play as well. So
really
game 3, like just a 4-1 loss, and they just looked so flat. Like that just wasn't a good game.
Sad.
That just wasn't a good game. But then last night, so down 2-1 in the series, obviously. The night before, I had to salt at 2 a.m. So I worked from 8 to noon on Monday, went to school for 6 hours, came home, couldn't fall asleep, got like an hour of sleep, woke up at 1:45, salted till 6 a.m., went home, slept for an hour, went back to work at 7:30, worked all day, slept for 2 hours, and then went to the Outlaws game.
Sick.
So I woke up at 7 and the game started at 7 or probably a few minutes after 7. And then I got up to go leave and I checked the score and it's like 2 minutes in and it's 0-0 still. I'm like, all right, cool. I get to the rink, Joe. By the time I get there, there's 7 minutes left in the first. I walk in and it's 3-0 Surrey. Wow. And I'm like, why did I fucking wake up? I could have just slept. Like, what am I doing? And
did they make it close at least, or was it?
Well, yeah. So it was, this time 3-0, 7 minutes left, and I'm watching for 5 minutes, and they just don't even look like they're fucking trying. Like, it looks horrible. and then they turn it on with 2 minutes left, and then they score a goal with, I don't know, 30 seconds left. It's like, oh, great. Don't think anything happened in the second period. Like, it stayed 3-1. I think in the second they made it 3-2, and then they were all over them. It was like, they're easily tying this game. They're good. And then they have all the momentum, go back into their own end. Somebody just like loses the puck. And then a Surrey guy, Sir Parker Sarai, like their leading scorer, picks it up, and like all 4 guys, there's 4 mission players there. Every single one of them backs off. Not a single one. Like, everyone just thought the other guy was going to take him, and he just walked right into the high slot and shelves it. And it's like they had all the momentum. Surrey hadn't had a shot in forever. And then I think
goalie's got to face Parker Sarai from the golden zone in the middle.
Yeah. So I think they're down. I think it's 4-2 going into the third, and then Mission scores, ties it with 2 minutes left, OT. We're like, this is unbelievable. Let's go.
It wasn't a bad game for you to go to.
Once I got there, they played bad for 5 minutes and then dominated the entire rest of the game.
It's the presence, buddy.
And then 15 seconds into overtime, point shot, tip in the high slot, game over. Surrey win.
Hey, well, they're putting in a good effort, though.
I know. I just worry about. I mean, I'm going to go to their next game too on Thursday. It's on Thursday in Surrey. If they play like they did last game for the whole game, though, they'll easily should have won that game, and they will win if they play like that. But Surrey's so good, honestly. Like, shout out to them. They're very well coached. They're very talented. They have good players in every position. Sarai was unbelievable last night. Sales is 11 goals in 9 playoff games. Saran's unreal. Like, they're such a good team.
Mm-hmm.
As for the other series, Clovey White Rock in game 1, I think at the end of the first it was like 4-2 Clovey, and Jeevan Bal had a hat trick already.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
So that game is set, and eventually that game ends up being 7-6. And Jeevan Bal has 4 goals. Carter Nalen has 3 for Clovey. 2 guys have all 7 goals. And White Rock pulls their goalie. Clovey gets a 2-on-1. Guy walks in top of the circle, goes to slide it into the net, hits the post. With 8 seconds left, White Rock ties the game, and then they win in OT.
I saw this clip. Yeah. That hurts. That's a tough lesson for Cloverdale.
Fucking insane. And then I think White Rock won another high-scoring game 2, and then game 3 was like 8-7 Clovey. Like, I think Clovey's allowed 7 goals each game. It's like I might be 1 or 2 goals off, but it's been ridiculous. And then White Rock dummied them last game 7-3. So it's 3-1 White Rock in that series. I thought Clovey was going to do it. I think that heartbreak into game 1 just killed their vibes. Like, I think that was just it.
Mm-hmm.
I know they won that game 3, but I don't see them coming back from this. My predictions in both these series for the PJ are not looking good at all. To be fair, I chose the underdog in both, but still. Yeah, I just thought the Clovey vibes were going to carry them through, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think White Rock finishes it off in 5 tonight.
Really?
Yeah, and then Mission's going to survive tonight. Mission's going to survive. Or not tonight.
Mission's going to survive?
On Thursday.
On Thursday, they play. Okay. I like that take. Does that pretty much wrap up our PJ?
Yeah, I think
PJ talk?
I think so. Do we want to get into the KI?
Do you want to touch on the rumor mill, or do you want to get into the recap? Because a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about when it comes to behind the scenes stuff has to do with the KI this episode.
Let's just recap first. Save the good stuff for the end.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NHL, is built for the fastest game on ice. With player props and live betting, every shift, every shot, every save gives you options to get in on the game with DraftKings Sportsbook. Owen's team, the Pittsburgh Penguins, minus 330 to make the playoffs right now. And you know what? If you are a Flames fan, you could also bet and throw away your money. Plus 2,200 for the Flames to make the playoffs. Obviously, odds subjected to change. But you know, if you're real confident in your team, you can throw a little bit of dough on there. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
To start this off, I got an email before the playoffs started from a Columbia Valley fan, and I got his permission to read it. And he sent this, I think, the day of game one, and just
He was chirping me. I read it.
this is a Columbia Valley fan. Hey guys, great job on the pod. Love listening. I have to say, though, you either do your podcast from the Civic Center in Kimberley or are related to D-Gens in Section G or have chosen not to really do your homework on Columbia Valley. First up, the trades made at the deadline to acquire Timchuk, Lawford, and Hanton has hugely helped this team and allowed them to get younger. The team's getting contributions from across the board, and looking at stats and who's got the most points is not the way to look at it. The goalies have turned it around, and you have a room of kids willing to play for and do whatever it takes to be successful. If you had launched the last 10 games Kimbo has played, you'd be concerned with their buy-in and commitment to be where their feet are. Could be a factor for a team looking at the second round and CVR team that will not quit. Kimberly swept them.
I think they scored 3 goals in 4 games, unfortunately. I understand being supportive of your team.
I do
Like,
too.
I get being passionate and stuff.
And
but, like, I understand. I get you believing in them as well.
I asked to read it
But-
when it was still 0-0, by the way. I was planning on reading it no matter what.
Yeah.
This just makes it so fucking funny.
I feel bad. Not much to say on that. You guys can, yeah, pretty funny. Pretty funny to read post sweep. Columbia Valley didn't put up much of a fight. Oh, and I guess we'll start there. 2 6-1 losses in Kimberley. They go back home. Closest game was 4-1 in Columbia Valley, and then for the sweep they lose 6-0 at home, on home ice. Not much to say there, Owen. I was much more proud of the way the Spokane Braves played, Owen,
Yeah.
than the Columbia Valley. Obviously,
it's a
both
shame.
ended up being swept. Spokane, though, 5-3 loss in the first game, 6-5 loss in the second game. They've already more than doubled Columbia Valley's goal total in the first 2 games. So that's good news. Then obviously being down 2-1, whatever, or 2-0, sorry, whatever. They go home, end up losing 6-2 and 5-1 on home ice there. Obviously uncharted territory for the Spokane Braves recently. Just proud of them for getting into the playoffs, and the support that they've shown us has been very, very good as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I believe those are the only 2 series that are done at this point in the KI. Shout out to the 20s on each team.
Yeah. And like extra shout out Spokane, dude. So happy for how their season went this year after a rough go last year, and excited for the future for those guys.
Yeah, I hope they can keep building and they don't run into too many issues when it comes to the travel and the budget type thing. But I hope they keep doing well. Oh, and a couple other series on sweep watch. We have the Grand Forks Border Bruins up 3-0 on the Castlegar Rebels.
Is that tonight?
That is the game 4 is tonight. Has not really been super close. I mean, 5-2. The game 2 was a blowout. It was 9-2 for Grand Forks, 4-1 for Grand Forks in the game 3 in Castlegar. We're going 7:00 tonight in Castlegar. More than likely a Grand Forks sweep coming, but who knows? Maybe Castlegar pulls out a game or 2, keeps it in contention, but looks like more than likely to be a Grand Forks Beaver Valley, which we predicted, of course. Grand Forks Beaver Valley. Neil Murdoch final. We can move to the Eddie Mountain, where we already know, obviously, the Kimberley Dynamiters dominated the Columbia Valley Rockies in 4 games. Fernie's up 3-1 right now on Golden, which honestly didn't really see I kind of expected a little bit more out of Golden. I don't know if that was you too, Owen, but We're going back to Fernie on Friday. We're going back to Fernie on Friday. What is it, Wednesday today? So a couple days off. They played last night. Fernie won 3-1 in Golden. That's a tough place to go back to, being down 3-1. Having to win in Fernie, it's a tough place to play, especially in a playoff atmosphere like that. And then the Bill Olhausen, Owen, a little bit of a surprise with the Kelowna Chiefs, who had a 3-0 lead on the Princeton Posse.
Yeah.
Princeton won last night 3-2 by the skin of their teeth. Held on 3-2 in Kelowna. A couple overtime losses, very, very close and competitive series. Like, obviously, Kelowna being up 3-1 kind of doesn't tell you the whole story when it comes to this.
Very low scoring, eh?
Yes, very low scoring games, like 4-3, 3-1, 3-2, 3-2. Very, very tight. Very good series. Probably, I'm going to say the toughest series in the first round.
Yeah, for sure.
You put it all together there.
Couple things on this one I wanted to mention, Joe, is like in the previews we talked about Kelowna's D. Like they have, I think I said they have 3 guys who, no offense to anyone on Princeton, very good defenders, but they have like 3 guys who would be a number 1 on Princeton. And I know it hasn't been like, but anyway, sorry. The point is Princeton has not been able to put the puck in the net. They've barely scored any goals. They have all these guys who put up all these points and they can't find the back of the net right now. And I think it's a testament to Kelowna's D, Kelowna's goaltending, and Princeton's just, they got to find a way to get it done, man, because I don't know, like they're still going to have a hell of a team next year, but they got a lot of 20s moving on, and it might be like this is their chance. Most of these guys have been here for a while. So
yeah, bounced in 5 in the first round would not look good, not feel good.
I still believe in them. Like, I don't think they're like 100% dead like some of these other teams are, but that's a steep ass hill to climb. It's more than likely going to Kelowna.
I could see a Princeton reverse sweep.
I would love that.
I could see
nothing against Kelowna, but
nothing against
Kelowna's barn too, dude, has been bumping.
Yeah, they've been getting fans, man.
Yeah, it looks awesome in there.
They've been getting fans, but that's it's been a tight series. 3-1 doesn't really paint the picture. They're going to they're in Merritt tonight. They're going to play again tonight. Revy had to come back in the first game. I believe Merritt almost made a comeback on them again last night. Obviously backs up against the wall, facing the sweep right now. But close games again. 1-goal wins. 2 1-goal wins for Revelstoke, and then the 5-0 win obviously skewers things a little bit. You know what? I think Revy's just praying on a Princeton reverse sweep so that they beat the shit out of each other, because both those teams look scary. Princeton and Kelowna both look scary. Kelowna is going to be a good team to play against in the Bill final there.
Sure.
And
if they're rested too, that would be tough for Revy.
Yeah, it would be. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And then the Doug Burks, Owen, Grinnell's up 2-1 on Williams Lake right now. Did you hear about what happened? I mean, obviously, with the game being suspended, this is going to throw in a wedge into kind of everything that's with scheduling and stuff when it comes to the Doug Burks division.
Like, I don't know a ton of detail, and I'm not really going to talk about it either. There was an incident, like a medical emergency involving one of the players. I believe he had to get like flown out of there to another bigger hospital. That's really all I know. And yeah, I think everyone's just kind of wishing for the best right now, and sending all their thoughts his way and towards the Williams Lake Mustangs. Apparently, a fan in the crowd who is a doctor went out and like gave immediate attention. So shout out to them. Like, that's just like heroic. That's incredible. But yeah, really, really scary incident, and just thinking of the player and his family, and just anyone who's affected by it. That's awful to hear, and that's obviously so much bigger than hockey. So yeah, really, really sucks to hear that, and I'm sure we'll get an update on what happens schedule wise moving forward. But I'm just more focused on hoping to hear that this guy's okay.
Yeah, I want to hear an update and make sure this guy's all right. Like, you never see a playoff game get suspended, much less a regular season game get suspended. So it's obviously tragic what happened there, and thoughts and prayers for him and his family. Yeah, this series has been tight. Owen, every game has been a 1-goal game.
Yeah, this series has been unbelievable so far. Like, to talk about the 3 games previously, it's been like hasn't disappointed these two, this rivalry in Caribou.
Yeah, it's tough for both teams. Really hope that they can get this game picked up and keep it going, and like keep playing the quality of hockey that they've been playing. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
And then I guess we can move to the last series that we'll talk about in the KI sweep watch for Kamloops and Chase. Owen, this hasn't been close really, kind of as we predicted. Yeah, just four goal win for Kamloops last night in Chase, a 6-3 win and a 4-1 win at home for Kamloops as well. Chase trying their best, but Kamloops is just out quality,
Just a better team, man.
Chase is out of their depth, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Chase has some good players, and they had a great finish to the season. I'm so stoked that they made the playoffs, but Kamloops is just a better team at the end of the day. They're a wagon this year. I'm glad that the games haven't been any blowouts or anything like that. Chase is fighting hard, but yeah, Kamloops is just they're a hell of a team.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that pretty much rounds up the KI, Owen, and now we can get into kind of the meat and potatoes, the juicy bits when it comes to the KI and kind of BC hockey as a whole here. So
yeah, I mean, I would say this is more about, well, yeah, definitely KI, but I would say it's more about the BCHL than anything.
Yeah,
BCHL and KI, I guess. But all right, yeah, sure. Let's jump right into it. So apparently, there's 5 teams in the BCHL who are struggling. We've kind of talked about this already, speculated. PG, who I think, based on everything I've heard, there's an 80 to 90% chance PG is in the KI next year in Tier 1. Like, that is very, very likely. And I think Quesnel and Williams Lake being Tier 1 is what makes it so attractive. So probably going to be seeing that. The Langley Rivermen are apparently struggling a bit, but it also sounds like they're moving to that new arena in Langley Event Center. I'm sure they'll be fine. I think it's just like it's just been a rough time in a weird couple of years. I'm personally not like super worried about Langley. I think they folded during COVID for that year, didn't they? And like loaned all their players out. I think they did, but Powell River, who tonight actually is having a huge meeting, and I had no idea what the result's going to be, but there's been a ton of speculation whether it's going to be joining the VI, joining the PJ, or new ownership, staying in the BCHL, whatever else. They're having like this huge meeting tonight. So stay tuned. I mean, by the time this episode's out, that meeting will have concluded. So we should know about the future of Powell River tonight, depending on how detailed the meeting is and what they decide to talk about. Salmon Arm also sounds like a very good chance they could be in the KI next year. New owners are going to be, I guess, like doing a deep evaluation of which option they think is the best for their long-term future, the BCHL or the KI. So keep your eyes on Salmon Arm and PG, I think, are the most likely teams to be joining any of these leagues next year. Powell River, like, I really don't know if I see them joining the VI or the PJ. I feel like right now, if anything, it'll be the VI, because I think, like, I don't know, just with the whole unsanctioned thing, like, I don't know. I just think that's the way it would work right now. But you never know. Maybe they end up in the PJ by tonight. Like, we'll see.
We'll see.
I also think like Trail and West K might even kind of be like,
we heard some bits about their financials, right?
Yeah. And then another team that's like not on here or not talked about, like Vernon, we've heard doesn't really love being in the BCHL. They're not struggling or anything financially, but I don't think they love being in the BCHL. But the BCHL's travel costs is just like, especially with Alberta teams, it's just been like killing these teams. Apparently the BCHL is like aggressively pursuing expansion as well into the states, Montana and Idaho. They want teams, Washington. So they're trying to get more teams to the BCHL, and they're upping their imports next year to 8 from European teams.
The point, man?
I don't even think Americans count as imports.
Talk about the dude. Americans don't count as imports. Come on,
they don't.
Talk about the pipeline, that section of that was apparently the BCHL wants to make agreements with different countries to send some top prospects over from Europe.
Yeah,
is
exactly. So when I said like the allowing 8 imports, they're talking about like IIHF partnerships with Latvia, Germany, Norway, and Denmark, which is cool. But I don't really think that that's the
that's for the
BC
dub, man.
Hockey League's job.
That's
Well,
for the
it would
WHL.
be nice to have like more options here because a lot of those guys probably aren't quite good enough for the dub, but shouldn't be at the expense of all the local kids. Like there needs to be somewhere else.
It's
Like
fucking junior A hockey. It's not. You're not the WHL, buddy.
yeah, but
You're not that
that's a
guy.
pretty
Like,
interesting thing trying to get kids spots in NCAA schools. So I don't think Prince George, Salmon Arm, West Kelowna, or Powell River. West Kelowna getting mentioned again here is crazy. I don't think any of those teams have officially committed to the BCHL for next year.
that's what that is exactly what we heard. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
those 4 teams
yeah.
haven't basically haven't said we're joining the KI, but they haven't said we're coming back to the BCHL. They're kind of stuck in limbo right now. Trail and Langley obviously still have committed to the BCHL next year.
Yes. Yeah.
Those are more ones to monitor for future.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
so. But I think the BCHL is dying. I think it's done. The franchises aren't all going to die or anything, but the BCHL itself, I think, is screwed. I mean, these partnership ideas are crazy. Maybe they stick somehow, but I don't like teams are going to keep leaving. It's just too expensive right now. Like apparently Prince George, like this is going to cut their travel costs over in half because Williams Lake and Quesnel are there. Like that's massive for them. So yeah, this Salmon Arm thing too will be really interesting to see what they decide is more viable between the BCA and the KI. But I think there's a very good chance we see both of them in the KI next year, if not at least Prince George.
I could definitely see that as well. Prince George for sure, buddy.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, I was going to say this. That would make more sense why Kelowna didn't get Tier 1.
Yep.
If the KI presumes that West K
100%.
and has heard that West K is struggling and possibly wanting out.
That's actually a great call, dude. I didn't even think of that.
Like,
I wasn't really considering West K.
Yeah, like if West K wants out, they have struggled a lot. They struggled before the BCHL left. Like they were struggling for the financially, everything.
Yeah.
That's something to watch, keep tabs on as well. These are some of the many reasons, Owen, why the KI hasn't announced officially a Tier 1 and Tier 2 system, because the KI hasn't even approved, their original system, and now they got teams calling down from the BCHL, and they're just like, what the fuck? It's kind of a clusterfuck right now.
Yeah.
When it comes to that. So
another thing to note is the schedule. All the Prairie Junior A leagues play 62 games. KI plays 44 right now, and I think there's a few teams in the KI that do not want to play more than 44 games.
Well, there's certain teams that can't afford it.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably, but I think BC Hockey and WHL are telling them if they want this, they're going to have to up it to like that 62 game schedule the Prairie Leagues are doing, or at least find some middle ground. They can't keep running this at 44 if they want to be a true junior A league, and I agree with that. Tier 2, do not go over 44.
Tier 2 can barely afford 44 with the fucking travel that they're going to look at, but
yeah.
If you want to touch on the Tier 2 section there, we can, but
I think that's all we have left to talk about, so.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like the KI Tier 2 is kind of going to run similarly to how like U18, like BCHL runs, or like any of a AAA BCHL, to try and cut travel costs. So you're going to go and you're going to play like 2 or 3 games at once.
Like in a week.
I think two. Yeah. So that you're not traveling as much, which is great. Still tough.
So they'll bring all the teams down to Spokane for a weekend, and then, or split half the league down to Spokane. Split half the teams down in Spokane and half the teams in 100 Mile for the weekend, and then they all play a bunch of games.
I don't think that. I think they just mean they like they'll just stay in one spot for like a few days and play the games then, like every time. Like there won't be any one-offs.
Okay.
It's not gonna be like I don't think they're going to do showcases.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe they will. Who knows? But it sounds like Summerland will be there next year, which we've been really hearing back and forth things on that. However, there's significant expansion interest as well, or maybe not interest, but like they're pursuing it. Rossland, Nakusp, Clearwater, Logan Wake, Sparwood, Elkford, Armstrong, and Enderby. Every single one of those cities, I'm not saying they're getting teams, but they're at least being considered by the cities themselves or by the league as potential expansion teams for Tier 2.
Be interesting. I mean, you got to put in more franchises in Tier 2 here. Like,
yeah,
you got to say
now
that.
with that being said, there's still a possibility that Tier 2 goes outlaw.
Yeah, Tier 2 could just go rogue, go like the VI.
In that case, their plan is still to expand, and it would just be funded by the BCHL as a development league for the BCHL.
With what dough?
BCHL.
With what dough?
I don't know, man, but
who is giving them money?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But that's everything.
Where's the money coming from? I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, some of this, again, a lot of this is stuff we've like talked about, but it's just like picking up more.
The best part is that Penn Ticton started this whole thing. Like the owner of Penn. The owner of Penn was like the main guy that started everything. And then they fucked off to the dub. They're just like, yeah, whatever.
Well, they still have their BCHL ownership, Joe. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. They'll bring back their fucking BCHL team. Yeah, right.
Maybe they get a BCHL team in Coeur d'Alene next year.
Fucking yeah, right.
Is there anywhere else in Washington they could put a BCHL team?
Like Everett?
Like Everett. Well, yeah, they got the dub. Seattle, like they have the dub. I guess they could still try.
Bellingham,
yeah. USP team folded. Let's put a BC team there. That'll work.
Fuck, that's funny. I didn't even know Bellingham had a USP team.
Bellingham should have a PJ team.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Put the I back in Pidge.
Yeah, exactly. Make it cool.
Make it cool again. Where did they use the franchise? Do you know?
I think it was Bellingham.
Really? That was like the I
think Seattle was as well. Like the Totems, like the USP team. I think it was both.
They should just throw one in like Point Roberts. Just across the little fucking island that
relocate White Rock to Point Roberts. They have to build a new rink.
And then make it back to the Pidge, not the PJ.
Yeah, I like it, Joe. Thinking outside the box.
Yeah. Fuck, we're gonna get hired one day to fucking run one of these leagues, and we're gonna do so much shittier than the guys we're criticizing now. And it's just gonna be like, these guys have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah. I have one more just like quick thing to kind of like randomly mention, just like a topic. Do you think it should be mandatory, barring injuries, for 18, 19, and 20-year-olds to wear visors in these junior leagues?
Mandatory.
Yes. Barring injury. So like, let's say you just had your wisdom teeth out, or you just got a puck to the face, or I don't know.
I think
you had past surgery.
You could definitely argue that, but at the same time, it's just like nobody's ever going to force you to wear a visor. I don't think that's okay. I think you can actually do that.
I agree, actually. You probably can't. But there's just so many 20-year-old and 19-year-old and 18-year-old weasels that still have their cages on who are starting shit, doing dirty shit, and then they laugh at you in their fucking cage. And it drives me nuts.
It is annoying.
Yeah.
It should be universal. Yeah, you're right. It should be universal. But at the same time, it's like personal safety and personal preference. Like anyone in the NHL could wear a cage whenever they wanted.
No, of course. Yeah.
Like, and it's just it's if you're that guy that's gonna wear the cage and start shit, just you're gonna not really have the respect from a lot of people in the league. So it's like it's your personal choice for sure. I'll just say that. I'm not going to call anyone a pussy, but you know what I'm talking about. So.
I think tier 2, maybe you can make the argument could be a bit different.
Sure, yeah.
Because it's like every single one of those guys is in jobs. So tier 1 moving forward, like it's like you can't have all these guys wearing cages. Hopefully they won't want to, the more legit the league gets.
Well, yeah, the higher skill the league gets, people aren't swinging their sticks around their people's faces and stuff, right?
There's also like, I guess there's probably going to be less guys like working while they're playing and stuff, so.
Yeah. I found out freaking our PJ guys like used to work an 8 and then go play a game.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, that's just horrific.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine. But anyways, Just
That's
rambling
what all
on.
these guys are doing for playoffs in the PJ.
Yeah. Just rambling on here. But
No, you're good. You're good. All right. Well, I don't have anything else, Joe. We're good to wrap it there. Just trying to make sure we keep up. Again, we'll eventually get back and talk about. Well, we got to do the poll soon too, but I think that's just going to be an after-season thing. It's just too busy. We got to keep up. The NHL is back. It's been crazy. Again, just don't have the time right now. We'll try to get to it eventually. But yeah, man, we just got to make sure we're trying to focus on covering all the junior stuff. That's the priority. And yeah, Joe, thanks for doing this. Good to chat with you, buddy. Good luck in the Nationals.
Of course. Yeah, I don't think we'll talk before then, so thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. Make sure to, just check out all our social media. Download the pod, best way to support us right now. Stay tuned. Lots coming still in the future. And yeah, thanks. Thank you all for listening. Have a good rest of your week.